Hello and welcome once again, my friends. Hambbage here, and we're trying something a little new today. We're still playing hardcore vanilla Minecraft, you can count on that. But first of all, we're going to thank Minecraft for the fish. We've got a great little fishing home. But yeah, this is a rare early morning stream for me. I'm mixing up the routine a little bit today. And frighteningly, pre-caffeine. I've had my morning water, had a morning walk. It's nice and beautiful out. I got the doors open. It's hopefully going to soak up a little bit of cool air before it gets too hot. But yeah, just kind of mixing up the routine for myself a bit. I don't think this is going to be particularly long term or anything, but yeah, I was up early, out for an fairly early walk, and it was kind of cool. It again, nothing like last summer, and you always know this is balanced with the knowledge that, you know, when you have fiery, smoky kind of seasons going on, it means that somewhere things are burning, and you hope that's not impacting families and all that. But for all the inflamed allergies and you know, the frustrations that come with it, it is pretty cool when you have some of those early morning red sunrises, and we definitely had one of those today. It was pretty impressive. And we've had a few of those. It just kind of varies time of day if you really notice it, and how many clouds are banked in the east when we see those kind of things. I'm not quite ready to get rid of this lava yet. I think eventually it's gonna have to go, but for now it's too nice for dispose. Oh man, I never cleaned the inventory. Hang on. See, that's why you have a routine. So let's catch back up on the world a little bit here. First of all, thank y'all so much for coming by, your comments, your likes, all that. Really appreciate it. You guys rock. But you knew that because you're awesome. So in the last episode, we did a little bit of beautification outside. There's thumbnails. We'll be out there soon enough. We're not going to make a special trip just to go see it. Because you guys were here. You already know how awesome it looks. But we, most importantly, when we were out on our little trip to get flowers, we found the pick we've named the Diamond Delight. And right now, we've combined two to make Fortune 3 Mending. And I'm hoping that in today's episode, we'll be able to coordinate enough to find some diamonds and then use them. That can go in here. Use that pick on them, and eventually replace it. That'll be good. That's 3 more. Do we want to? Yeah, let's do it. Already sidetracking a little bit. Yeah, hopefully get some fortuned diamonds and use our skeleton farm to repair that pick once we've harvested them up. That's the plan anyway. All right, while we're here, let's just go ahead and keep this guy going. Not quite there yet, but let's start. And I think eventually we'll take this one down as well and have those just all copper. That's our first copper project, and then we have the outdoor modification as well. So, modification? Roofification? That's what we're going to call it. Oh, there's more fence there. just trying to get back under control. Our last episode went long, as you guys may have noticed. Sorry about that. And as a result, we didn't really have a chance to do all this stuff that we normally try to do as we're wrapping up. And I'm thanking you guys for tuning in and all those other good things. Here. Torch away. 2 blocks of gold and 9. How many apples do we have? Let's go ahead and this is going to exceed. Exceed by a little bit. Here. This goes here. Let's hold off on the tools. We'll fill up enough. And let's put the stone away. Alright, now we're in business. Really hang on to that, although we shouldn't. If we go back up to make new tools, we'll try to remember to put the bed away. So, here we are off to do what we initially set up to do. And that is we're just going to try to push this whole section back at least one and get hopefully a sniff of some more diamonds. And this is the part where having some caffeine in would probably be good, although I'd probably just be more prone than normal to rambling on. But yeah, I gotta say, this world has really got my excitement up for the building part than anything, and much more so, I think, than Slow Cooker. I loved the fortress. Very cool idea, and I do hope we get back to it someday. I don't know at this point that I want to abandon this world just to revert back to it. We're kind of caught up in the momentum, and no matter what we end up on in terms of systems and what we're doing, I think I want to push through and kind of see this one wherever it may go. And, you know, that could end right now if we open up a hole and creeper drops through and lands on our head, blows us into that lava. It could happen. If it did, you know, that's the role of hardcore. But it hopefully doesn't have to go that way. And we've got some kind of next phase stuff coming up here. And I can't say that I'm going to get as much done today as I did yesterday. Yesterday was pretty productive. But I think once we're able to add a few more diamonds to our stack, that'll be a good next step. And from there, we really want to turn back around and try to get some good progress on the farms and get those set up. Once we've got those, then there's kind of no stopping us when it comes to getting down to the nether, getting enchanting going and all that. So, you know, again, a little more thought on villagers, all that. I love the system I have. I think it's very good and productive. But do we want to... Well, I guess there's two parts there. I think we kind of want to continue exploring that tundra because a igloo close enough would definitely change things. I think this time, if we could find an igloo, we would switch it out as quickly as possible and get. Oh, oops. That's the lack of caffeine. And then do a villager kind of base thing, but do it with portal access. So, it's just set up. We don't move the villagers. We just breed them down there and have at least the one healed, if not more. Of course, that's dependent on nether navigation and potions. You get the one bottle in there, but we'd like to set that up so that they are both turned and healed, I think. I think I can manage that. Just doing the one is great, but I mean, we haven't, no guarantee that we'd find an igloo. So that, if that's not possible, then I think we go, and I mentioned it in one of the previous episodes, with kind of a World 2 style hollowed out mountain. That would be kind of shortening the gap in between the village that we think will be the source of our villagers for transportation and the base. So I have to go too terribly far. And I know there's a lot of much more industrialized means of farming the villagers. Some of my favorite streamers have incredible villager farms, and I gotta admit, the appeal of cheap, low-cost trades is appealing, but again, we didn't have any problem with emeralds in slow cooker at all. I mean, we got plenty, and here we're much closer to some emerald biomes. So I think, if anything, we'd be expanding the scale, and I still think my preference would be to rely on the larger spaces. For those of you guys who don't know, but have, on the random chance that you've seen my videos, but haven't seen any other more refined villager farms, as of 16, maybe 15, 1.16, 1.15, one of those, villagers no longer had to have access to beds. Used to be, your villagers would struggle mightily. They wouldn't be able to reset their gear, all that kind of stuff. It wouldn't allow them to function. But now, as I understand it, we've seen you have to have beds for them to breed, but you don't have to have beds for them to trade and function. So you can basically pen them in with a work spot. If this is the wall, you can basically put their trading block behind them or in front of them, whichever is easier, and put them in just a spot where they just have to stand here and offer you their trades. And as long as there's other ones around, they can still communicate and give you those benefits. So it's an interesting possibility, an option, I guess. But I really, doesn't have to be the lodge, but I do like that setup where we get some movement. They have their own rooms, and we can go from room to room while we're setting them up to lock in their jobs. Now, after that, we could certainly move them around, but at that point, I don't know. It's worth the hassle. We'll see. It's one of those. As you start going, all right, what are we gonna do next? It's definitely one I'm like, yeah, I suppose we gotta do that, don't we? And it doesn't make me super excited, but 2, 3, 4, still a little bit of necessity. It's just close enough to cause trouble. That, of course, was our return torch path. So yeah, villagers, all the obvious stuff. Enchanting too, and that's one that's close, and we can probably surge ahead a little bit with our skellies. They're not an awesome source of XP. They don't produce at quite the level of the drop farm or the darkroom spawner farm, but kind of close enough. And I think before we'd found that, I know we found it now a while ago in this world. This is what, episode 14, and I think we found that like 5, something like that. So it's been going for a bit. And when I say going, it's there for us. It's not automated. None of my stuff is AFK or set to be running and gathering. So we can go kill them, and we plan to. But I think it would be pretty tedious to just rely on the skeletons popping, 2, 3, 4 at a time to get us the enchanting levels we really need. Now, I'll do it to protect that pickaxe and repair it and support farms and all that with bone meal, but I think that's kind of going to be it. There. Way more torches than I've typically used. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, excuse me. There's the no caffeine. Although, honestly, if I was sipping on the coffee right now, I'd probably be just as likely to be on. There. Oh, missed that. There. Alright, we're getting there. Now, as we approach... Oh, we still got lots of room. What we want to make sure of eventually, again, not imminent danger here, is that we don't carve out too much on the opposite wall, because we want to be able to put in the mechanism to raise and then lower those guys down for the one hit. When it comes to that. Now, I heard one little clatter in there. I don't know if we've been... I never did check. So there hasn't been that much awake time since. Wrapped up fairly late. Oh, I could have put those shears away too when we were cleaning the inventory. There were a few, but it doesn't seem to be filling. It helps when 3 more pile in. The other advantage, since we're talking about the disadvantages of this little setup, the other advantage of having a skeleton spawner up higher, or any spawner, and dropping them down, in addition to getting the one-hit kills, which kind of cancels it out, if you're dropping them, then they don't have that backslide area either. And you can just keep hitting them and they won't move away from it, where we had to kind of wait for them to settle back out. Not what I was trying to do. Go ahead and clear these couple. I thought we had that better lit in here. I don't know what happened to it. Alright, let's go reset. The other thing we can do is take a peek at our got one. Actually a couple, but one that's hanging down far enough. I think that is going to be so awesome. Whee! Let's take a look. No, we're not going to do more screenshots, but having that just be a kind of curtain of green would be wonderful. Okay, that was tracks. This is building stuffs. Try to get in the habit of doing this. Sorry, little truck noise outside. It is way too early for garbage trucks. Unless they just totally decided to change things up to keep me guessing. Possible. Here. But unlikely. Iron going. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to. Oh wait, we were putting arrows over the bows. Alright, stack these. Yeah, I think that's it. There's a, it's not a high rise by any means, but a little retirement community, I guess, going in beside me. And it's getting close to done, you know, at least exterior-wise, it's getting close to done. And it'll be nice to have it finished, but definitely get some noise along the way out of that area. Okay, we don't need that, and we didn't need that, and we don't need those. Alright, back to it. Alright, here we are once again. And by just having these as 3s, it actually kind of makes it a bit more palatable. Having it be deep slate doesn't exactly, but that's more building materials, right? Gotta I'll look on the bright side. Oh, I guess that must be the upstairs. I was like, oh, my air conditioning's not on. Why is it running? Forgot I had the doors open. So it must be the upstairs neighbor. Well, I'm getting to that point where I start to worry. We can't get anything. I mean, of course, we get a bigger work area down here. As you guys can kind of begin to see, we're going to be getting pressed for some overflow storage, more than just, throwing boxes of stuff in the upstairs area. But one more thing that I've been thinking about along the way is we probably want to get some decorative storage and stuff built up in our boat garage and kind of push our decorating, just sense into that room a little bit. We spent an episode on the flowers and the pots and all that kind of stuff. But that downstairs floor has the functional purpose of letting us get in straight from our boat trips. But I think it's an area where you typically expect to see some supplies and things like that staged. Excuse me. Whew. Yeah. Let's just check the time quick so I can get a feel. So thinking barrels, thinking chests, and all that kind of just artfully, a little bit stacked around, and kind of positioned to reflect that, might be storing some stuff down there with our boats. And of course, some of it will be functional because we'll want to have probably some spare boats down there when we start getting fishing gear and all that kind of stuff. Put those in. Ooh, there's some copper. And this is where I wish I had all the stone back in possession. We can certainly do that and that. And just fill in those ceiling holes. So yeah, something, when we get back to that, something along those lines. I also think at some point we should go knock out a few advancements. I know I've been tagging things with HCMC 100, and I don't know if anybody else out there is still using that. I think the big streamers have had their moment and moved on. But for me, it from the very start, it's been something I thought was really cool, and have certainly been working towards individually, but would like to get going. And we haven't really even thought about advancements or looked at them yet. So there's a bunch out there we can just kind of go run through. I've gotten, a handful of the easy ones along the way, just picked them up, but we don't even have a pet yet. That's an advancement. we haven't put the goat in a boat. We've seen a couple goats, too. But I think at the times we haven't had boats handy. So that's something we can think about doing. More iron's always good. Just in time to make me think about the pick. And the other thing, I guess, is I'm just sitting here like, yeah, maybe I should talk. The other thing I've kind of been considering, although I really haven't given it a lot of thought, like to, well, I'm never going to abandon the kind of methodology of the storage that we do. I think I'd like to change that up a little bit, and to some people's tastes, it will probably be like, oh, what are you thinking? Because space-wise and all that, it won't be nearly as tight and efficient as it once was. But it should, I don't know, give a little fresh breath into the same elongated kind of style that we've had. And just, you know, different, a little bit different style. And still no auto sorting, anything like that. Oh, yeah, we're almost to the end of this row. And you'll see how our inventory's doing to go smash some more skellies just to mix it up a little bit. Oh, that deep slate, man. It's that, there, listen. Okay, you gotta listen carefully because it kind of comes quick. But if you like start here, and we aren't gonna break this block, and then I'm gonna switch, you get that first little bit. It so sounds like the beginning of the sizzle. Oh. Yeah. And it's fine if you're going along between them. It doesn't get me, but just that one little move scares me. Scares me so bad. Yeah. This whole, let's call it the deep slate delay, is definitely something factor in. And it, you know, if it was just me playing solo, I think it, you know, it would be an even easier adaptation because it, mining, rock stuff, basements, all that kind of work has always just been one of those, you know, you just kind of get in the zone and go with it, and it's so easy, especially if you're doing something else, watching some other content or sport or something like that. Real easy to just kind of let it happen and unfold around you. Those line up, and that one's there. Get that out of the way so it's not confusing. And look at us. Getting the basement. But we're not getting the diamonds. Alright, as promised, let's go down here and smash some more guys with the sword. We'll just keep doing this to mix it up. Come on, you guys gotta appear. You gotta hold up your side of the deal. A little bit of water. Always hydrate to start your day, guys. You sleep and you dry out. All that respiration, your exhale. Every time you exhale, you know, think about if you like breathe on a window in a car or cold morning, fogs up, and that's because every time we exhale, you're exhaling water moisture as you get. So it's, you know, why when you wake up in the morning, you're generally gonna feel a little thirsty, but you know, just having a sip of water and moistening your mouth, that's better than nothing. And, you know, hopefully you're brushing your teeth and all that too, but having a good glass of water to start your day. So, you know, everybody, especially if you've ever tried to lose weight or been aware of weight, it's such a tip to have some little something to eat when you're first getting going. It kickstarts your body's metabolism, gets your digestive system and your stomach going, all right, we're going to burn stuff today. We're not in starvation mode. We've got fuel. And so then it'll start consuming and be in that cycle. And, you know, if it's some fruit or nuts or something like that, give you a quick little boost to energy while your systems are coming online. And then as long as you don't, you know, again, do that no matter what. From there, if you're trying to lose weight or something like that, don't overwhelm your system. You want to have more fuel in the morning hours than you do right before you go to bed. Obviously, makes a lot of sense. But you don't want to so oversaturate your oh man, I'm using the wrong sword. With the food that you're consuming that day, that you don't that your body doesn't try to burn any fat. So it's a random tangent, but the important note and the thought I have for today is, as was just drinking some, is drink some water early in your days. I think you'll find it's really good. And you know, there's no bigger fan of drinking a cup of coffee in the morning than I am. Absolutely love it. But just making it coffee or, you know, anything caffeinated like that, you really want the water, you know, just plain old good water, or splash in a little bit of fresh lime juice. That's what I do. I have the glass bottle you get in the usually it's like, I find it's kind of with like the mixers if you're adults and have done that, but it's kind of in the soft drink area of a grocery store, like where they'd have maybe the bottles of like soda water and tonic water and some of those kind of things, as opposed to pure like Coke and Pepsi soda type stuff. So I just get I don't know, it's like a 12-ounce bottle or something like that. I think it holds better in the glass with the snap top lid than the little squeezy lime things that you can get. But that's just personal preference. I also like that you can then see in to see how much there really is, and you know, it hasn't started to go over or anything like that. But yeah, I'll love to splash a little bit of that in with some water just to give it a flavor. You don't need to have too much sugar when you've got other good stuff. Now, was that just a bow? I thought we maybe had a... Maybe it was one of the boots or something like that. I'll just dump that in there for now. Dump those in. Look at all those arrows we're getting. It's great. Come over here. Both pretty even. My Endermen are getting more common. Got sloppy there. Here. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. And downstairs for these. Bopping around out there. Well, that works out pretty well. But man, we are using up the iron, aren't we? Kind of. It's a little deficit, but we're also getting a bunch back here as soon as this cook is done. Oh, come on. I guess we can top off the fish while we're here. And do we have another iron sword? Let's make one. All right. Back over the one stack. All right, down for more. This is our kind of last hurrah in the episode. Did good progress on the basement. Not done. I mean, we're going all the way towards that skelly farm. I want to be able to just walk right over to it and maybe glass in the skeleton elevator so we can see him bobbing on through. I recently just watched the Star Trek reboot. I think it was like, what, a 2009 movie or something like that. And as I've said many times, I'm horrible with actor and actresses' names. So the dude from Heroes is is Spock, all that kind of stuff. But in that movie, oh man, I can't even think of the other guy's name. He's the one I should have known. Anyway, the guy that plays Scotty, Shaun of the Dead dude, really good, funny guy. Enjoy his work. That guy, he they have to get back on the ship, and when they use the little transporter deal to get back on, he ends up inside like a water tank and then gets piped through all these clear tubes, kind of like a hamster maze thing. If anybody's had pet rodents, they have those little tubes and tunnels and everything connected together. Gives them something to interact with in their environment. So we've kind of gone around the corner here, I guess. I like the speed and the benefit of getting some of these things quickly here, but it does make it more painful to do the mining longer term. And no shock here, but I have no idea exactly where we're going. That seems like a good activity, though. Always a potential to find some diamonds back as you clear dirt or gravel or anything. There's statistically no difference. It always feels like a good way to do it because you can clear these faster than the stone. And sometimes I'm doing it, especially, as you're getting cleared out, because you don't want the gravel falling on your head. Just as easy as that. And with as much skeleton activity as we have, I don't think we're ever going to be hard pressed for flint. So we don't particularly need the gravel, but hey, cleared out a little space there. I don't think that really helps with our beautification any. And here we are back again. That's what big part of why I'm willing to, spend some time carving out. That way you can kind of wander in directions, but it be, even if you catch a side haul, oh, hey, there it is. We're back that way. Oh, that's good. A little patch we never touched. And yeah, we could certainly use our little fortune mending pick on redstone and stuff like that. I don't want to spend the time at the skeleton farm because the gold is so much less durable. Oh, it got me again. It's kind of embarrassing. I'm sure it's entertaining when you see other people do it, but I swear, just that little difference. It was coal. I'm just going along mining coal. And I didn't really even notice it was deep slate coal. And next thing you know, it's and I thought I was a goner. Especially when you get back in a hole like that, there's nowhere to go. Just like the last world. Alright, got those. Might as well get these. Be really nice if some of these touched on some diamonds. Just saying. Nothing here. That was our... So we already cleared out stuff in there. Back to our little gravel section, I guess. Or just old. And we kind of know better than to expect any just in these tunnels. See, that's crazy. You got stuff already there, and then steps just keep on going down. Absolutely wild to me. that was not redstone. Seems a little dark. I already looked in there. Copper. Wait a minute. What's going on? Thought that was a... Oh. So, this is where we found our one little slime. Somewhere in this area. I think at the time we decided that we'd already been up here mostly. And that's all deep slate. I was kind of thinking I'd try to expand that quickly, but... okay, so that's where we just went through, poked through. Looks like just old mining. Just kind of poking around in here. Clear a few of these. I guess we can do these. Open things up a bit. Simon Pegg. There we go. That was the guy I was thinking of that got shot through the hamster wheel. See, it took that long, but that's how bad I am with names that I know. Like, oh yeah, I know who that is. Hang on. It'll be about 15 minutes and I'll come up with it. And other people, I don't even bother to try to remember names. Why not? Oh, this is back here. Okay. Alright, I think we are about good here. Take that. Well, tragically, no good reason to use our super pick. Bummed about that. But we'll get there. Made up that fresh diamond sword and everything. Ah, well. Oh, look at how awesome our basement is. I mean, before that was like half obscure. So, good progress there. Lots of good stuff and building materials. Improved our iron and our copper. Not to mention arrows and deep slate and all that other good stuff we're going to make use of along the way. Let's go ahead and sleep. We'll just refresh out the inventory. So I do think I'm gonna, kind of try to get back into my morning routine now. I've got some stuff to do, so it'll probably be a few hours before I come back and hang out with y'all. But go ahead and keep on watching videos if you got more to catch up. There's plenty out there, and I'll be making more before you know it. So let's. Just gonna keep poking away at some of these things as we go. Poke, poke, poke. For those of you guys that have been dropping by, liking, commenting, and supporting the stream, subscribing so that you make sure you get the updates when new videos come online, I thank you once again, and just want to let you know how honestly I mean it when I say thanks so much for the feedback. It's for anybody who's giving these a try, putting your content out there, sharing it with folks, and hoping they enjoy it. I'd probably be doing it either way, but I really enjoy knowing that there are people out there that are finding it entertaining. Whether it's building something or getting blown up in my world, that you're enjoying the experience of getting to watch it and share along the way. So keep that feedback coming if it's for me or anybody else whose videos and content you enjoy. Drop them a comment, drop them a like. It takes so little time to do it while you're watching a video. I know I appreciate it, so thank you for those of you who take the time to do so. But most of all, just thanks for coming by. I hope you enjoy the videos. Hope you come back for more. We'll be making them for sure, so keep checking back. But before you watch that next one that's up, queuing for you here, go ahead and hit the pause, get up, and maybe stick your head outside. Go walk around and look at nature. I saw among other things, I saw a raven and a magpie sitting on the roof of a building I walked by this morning. I'd already told you about the kind of sun up, looking very reddish in the sky with the smoke. But yeah, it always surprises me how big ravens are compared to everything else. And I read somewhere, as I was getting used to birds a little bit, when you're identifying or trying to think what's a crow, what's a raven, because they're both black birds, they sound fairly similar, they have distinct voices, but if you don't know, you go, I'm not sure. But one of the best things to do when you're just walking around, you don't have binoculars or anything like that, you can't look for finer details, and you're just, there's nothing out there. Think crow roughly compares to the size of a robin. It's bigger, but it's on that kind of size frame, whereas a raven is about 2 times that size. So much bigger, more substantial bird. They're frankly pretty close to some of the hawks and things like that. So you've really got a big difference in sizes to compare there. And magpies are big birds too. They have long tails, which helps make them look bigger, but they're really on that same crow robin size. But they look big. If you see them out in a tree or something like that with a bunch of sparrows and things around, they look like massive birds. And seeing this magpie sitting next to a raven, and the raven just dwarfing the magpie was my little inspiration of nature, or just a reminder, yeah, man, that ravens are big birds. So yeah, there's always something out there to find. And that was just cutting through a parking lot area that I was walking along on. So there's always something to see out there, guys. Just go stretch your legs for a little bit. Go out, take a look around, see what may send you scurrying back to do a Google search. And, what did I just see? That's crazy. Wish you the best in that endeavor. Always find something new and curious out there in the world to discover. But until then, take care of yourselves. Take care of one another while you're out there, and stay the awesome, wonderful people you are. Likes, comments, always appreciated, and we'll see you back here for the next one. Bye now.